Huzzah and well met to all of my summoners and trainer types under the banner. And today we're going to be talking about the hot new golems. Everyone is curious about these things, but we'll get to that. This is in the Minecraft preview, which is a separate download. And so this isn't going to be included in the world that we're working on for all of my tutorials of moving your items. However, this will be included in that playlist just because this is the final video that we're going to have about moving your items around. And this is the one where we do it with all of our friends and helpers. So first up, we have llamas. And it's not super exciting, but llamas are pretty helpful. They have a neat and unique sort of behavioral pattern where if you put a lead on one of them and just start walking, the rest of the llamas will naturally line up and caravan. Or at least most of them will. I see we have two llamas back here that are not following the rules. Give them a bump. It seems like they were stuck on the fence. There's a joke in there about indecisions, but anyway, as you can see, any groups of llamas, up to 10 llamas, can be led in a caravan. And this is useful because llamas can be outfitted with carrying packs. And I'm really not sure why these two llamas are not behaving. It's the price of disobedience, I suppose. Llamas can be given a carpet, and then you can place a chest on them. You can't directly control them, but you can lead them around and have them carrying items for you. And a llama's strength determines how many items or slots for items it can carry, up to 15. That's the easiest way to tell your llama's strength is if they have all 15 available carrying spots. And you can breed llamas to get those stats specifically, but they can have anywhere from 1 to 5 slots. You can get a group of llamas with 5 slots and move your entire life across the Minecraft world. However, they don't protect you during the night while you're traveling with monsters, so just remember that. It's fairly straightforward, moving a great deal of things with your llamas. And next we have Allay. Now, I know there is an Allay handling video already. I wanted to include the Allay just because we can see that you give them an item and they will go and collect more of that item. They can hold up to a whole stack besides the singular one in their hands. And they will take it either to you, but they will prioritize a nearby note block. So having a note block nearby that's constantly playing, even if it's kind of annoying, will get them to throw the items at the note block, a whole stack at a time. And you can do with that as you will. As you can see, I just have a simple loop set up so that they throw the items into the hoppers. The items travel over here and get pushed out of this dropper, and the Allay can pick them up again. You cannot hurt an Allay, or at least you couldn't hurt an Allay that you had given an item. But if they are not holding an item, they are vulnerable. So be careful with that. Allays are difficult to come by. You can multiply them, but that's all in the Allay handling video. They can only hold one item at a time. You can change that item anytime that you want by giving them nothing. And then you can give it back. They're quite happy when you give them an item. Or at least it sounds like they are. I don't speak Allay. But yeah, if you want more information on Allay, there's a whole video about them. We're going to focus here on the new hotness that is the Copper Golem. So, Copper Golems, fairly straightforward. Get yourself a block of copper and where'd it go? A jack-o'-lantern or a carved pumpkin. Either one will work. They turn into a chest and a golem. They are not bound to the chest that is created with them. They will go and check any copper chests. They will take things out of copper chests, up to 16 items at a time, and place them in nearby wooden chests, basically at their own discretion. So, these all have some items as I was running some tests. They do sort very well. They will put things with like items. So as you can see, all of these weapons have been sorted out. And I'll show you quickly. In this shulker box, we have just a mix of weapons. So we'll go ahead and place that right there. You'll see all of those swords and tridents and maces are being hoppered into the chest. They will open up the box, take out one item at a time for non-stacking items, and they will search for a chest where it matches and put it in. They are incredibly slow at this because they will check the nearest chest until they find where their item goes. But they will work together. So, keep that in mind. Now in this box, we have mixed up valuables. We'll place them there. And none of these double chests back here have anything in them. They will eventually get to sorting all of that out. But as you can see, they're going to work together until they have this one completely figured out first. We can speed up this process. Whoop. Yes, you can hurt your golems. And now we've confused that one. And he's going to go take care of that chest. I bet you can see how a whole workshop of these guys sorting out the things that you throw into a copper chest would work out really well. So yeah, if you're going to build copper golems in any sort of if you're going to build any, you might as well build a bunch of them so they get the work done faster. Otherwise, you're much faster to go with an allay or a mechanical sorting system, or just manually sorting your things as it is. Whoops. And you see, they will just kind of do their own thing until all the chests are done. And when these copper chests are emptied out, they will continue to check the chest periodically and notice that there's nothing in it and close it again. And you can see them hard at work here. Once we actually have the update with copper golems, I will do a more in-depth video about them, but I really just wanted to get on top of the current topics and have something included in moving your items. And once we have the actual update, like I said, I would like to make a more detailed video on copper golems and include that in the playlist as well. But this is about to conclude the playlist for all the different ways of moving your items from one place to another. We're going to get into mechanical devices soon, using sorters, shulker box loaders, different types of crafters, and different ways to use those things. And then eventually we could go into all different kinds of farms, because the more things they keep adding to Minecraft, the more ways that we have to keep automating things and producing more blocks. So, stay tuned for all of that. This was really just meant to be a quick um, breakdown of the final ways to move your items. Obviously, all of these have their drawbacks. Llamas are hard to keep control of. They do like to wander off. Allays can have their own issues with detection, and they can be used as pseudo sorters, which is nice for single or non-stacking items. But that's also in the allay sorter, and we'll get to that eventually. Copper golems. So far, they seem pretty good, but a lot of those things could change before we actually have an update. So I don't want to be too hasty in producing a video about copper golems. So that's going to conclude this one. And I am your White Sun Paladin. I want you blessed on your next quest, and I'm off to my next adventure.